If you look up in the top corner of the screen here, you'll see a couple status icons indicating I have a new email message and that there's been a Wi-Fi hotspot found. I'm going to tap on one of those and it'll bring up text links explaining the two icons, and I can tap on one like the one for the Wi-Fi wizard. You can see now it's searching for local Wi-Fi spots. I'm going to stop this because we don't need to see it now. Go back. Same thing, tap on the other one. New email. And then you can see the email mailbox come up for my account. We'll pull up the email again, show you how that works. Now, first thing you're going to notice is whenever I touch something, it only seems to select it. It actually takes 2 touches for most things to activate. That's different from most finger touch based devices on the market now. You can see this is the inbox for my Mail for Exchange client. I'm using a hosted exchange service. And like most aspects on the phone, when you rotate it, the display changes accordingly. Pull up one of the messages here. Notice the first tap just selects it, the second tap brings it up, and just like you would expect, works pretty well. Now if you grab the scroll bar on the side, you can scroll up and down in the message. Moving your finger on the message itself selects text, and you can see the little copy comes up. Tap on that. Now I've copied that text to the clipboard. Now you saw in the inbox how I can grab the scroll bar and scroll, and then when I actually tapped onto the main screen it uses to select it. But instead what happens on things other than text is you can actually grab and scroll. It's not so much that you're dragging the screen, it's that the screen's trying to keep up with your finger when you move off of it. And then of course a second tap to activate it. Buttons like the exit and back buttons, they work with a single touch. One thing everybody wants to see on a touch device like this is the message editor. You see this is an SMS editor. You create a new message, tap on the To field, and select a contact just like we did before. Type D-O-E, you get John Doe there. Pick the number or email address. And then you'll see we're in the text entry box here. Now the thing is there's no way to enter text until you actually tap on the box, at which point you get a couple different options. This is the T9 keyboard, so you can see this is a test, works quite well, also works in portrait mode. This is more text. One of the problems though is if you want to use the QWERTY keyboard, of course you have to go into landscape mode for the full screen QWERTY keyboard. But what happens is it doesn't adjust to portrait mode and go back to like the alphanumeric keypad or the mini QWERTY. So it's kind of odd. Sometimes it forces you to switch over. On top of that, I haven't found this to work all that well. It's not necessarily because of any kind of software fault, it's just a little difficult to use. Or should I say a little difficult to use accurately. Definitely faster with the T9 system. But it does work, and it's good for things like URLs and email addresses and things like that. There is also a mini QWERTY keyboard. You can see right here, particularly hard to use with a finger. Can be done, but you're not going to blast out any messages this way. It does also work in the portrait mode though, which is nice. The last input method is the handwriting recognition system. It's going to be a little hard to demonstrate here because of the awkward angle with the camera. This, I have to put the space in, is a test. Hit the green OK button. You can see it read it correctly even though the writing was quite sloppy. One of the only real shortcomings on the messaging system on the 5800 Express Music is that it doesn't support threaded SMS. But quite frankly, with the on-screen text input methods, that wouldn't work very well anyway.